Nastavit ćemo. Hey guys, we are live. It's Thursday, and you know it, on Tuesday and Thursday we go live, share a bit about the market, about strategies, what we're trading, what's new. And if you have any questions, just post them below. Ivan, how was your week? You've been traveling a lot this week.
Yeah, finally back to the States. It's been a great ride. Good trip. We stopped in Switzerland. It was nice to be in the nature, and yeah, I'm excited to get back. Feel like I have my head set up here, my whole office, and it's gonna be a great continuation. I feel very productive already.
Nice. I'm posting in our Discord in case anybody wants to join. All right, guys. Today we don't have any specific plans to what to talk about, but Ivan and I have been talking about Chinese versus American stocks. Ivan knows a lot about both China and the U.S., and we could cover this on this live stream. And if you'll have any questions, we might divert. But I think this could be a good topic. It won't be a long one. We're working hard to deliver new features and updates to the product, so we're just gonna go right into it. So Ivan, you've been now around the world in the last 2-3 months: China, America, Europe. So what do you see? What are the differences?
Yeah, I felt a lot of I would say negativity towards the U.S. and the starting a war coming from the people in Europe. I think no one likes it. It's spiking inflation for everyone, and the consumer is already stretched thin. Um, and yeah, but coming back to the States is awesome. Like every time I come back here, you get like this new sense of energy. There's a yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I'm still a bit jet lagged. Sorry about that, but it's I think it's good. But regarding the stocks, like there is this kind of premium or like discount for Chinese stocks in the market, but I honestly don't get it much. Like they are the if anyone has been to China, they've seen how developed it is, how much it has grown, and it seems like the economy is moving towards east. Basically, the gold supplies are all in the east now. I think also the Hong Kong has just surpassed Switzerland in the amount of kind of wealth that it has accumulated.
In
So
whole Switzerland?
people, yeah. So basically, like all the rich people that store their wealth inside banks and golds and vaults, Hong Kong has now surpassed Switzerland. So like everything is moving towards the east. And if you just look at the raw numbers without going into the kind of Chinese faking numbers, it's a huge opportunity if you look at me. So like I don't plan to, it's not like an investment advice or anything, but if you're looking to 10x in the next 3 years, 5 years, I think it pays off to put some eggs in that basket. What do you think, Luca?
China or Hong Kong?
I think both. Yeah, Hong Kong ETF, basically like SPY for Hong Kong, has been beaten down a lot recently, but I think it's still in the bull run. I can share a few charts if you like.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Let's go over this. Okay, I've compiled a small list of tickers for the self-driving cars and trucks. I think AUR is a self-driving truck. But yeah, going to Hong Kong, I think EVH is the thing I've been tracking. As you can see, it's been dropping a lot from 24 to 21. Huge drop for an ETF, but it is still in an uptrend. So still higher highs, higher lows. So it could be interesting to take a look at the Hong Kong ETF EVH, especially now it's been dropping, potential wheel opportunity. But yeah, if someone is interested, I kind of looked at the market, and it's not that big for self-driving cars. We touched on the robots as the future. Self-driving is kind of a subset of that, in my opinion. And there is not that many players. So basically, in the US, we all know we have Google and Tesla, Google with Waymo and Tesla with their own self-driving cars. NVIDIA is kind of an underlying powerhouse for worldwide self-driving because everyone's training their models in their hardware and their cloud. So both China and the US, they're all using NVIDIA, it seems like. Hesai is a very, very interesting one. This is LiDAR, basically a monopoly of LiDAR. I think we've talked about it before, but it has been trending down. So if like anyone in China wins, Hesai will also win. And then we go to basically Baidu, VRide, and Pony AI. Pony AI, VRide, they have like, they're growing, but they're not profitable. And they're kind of smaller. And Baidu is a kind of a dark horse. They actually have more rides in self-driving than Google, than Waymo. And they're not just in China, they're both in like Switzerland and Europe. Plus, their car costs 3 times less to manufacture than the Google car, the Waymo.
Wow.
So that's a bit like people think of Baidu as like an old like an old Google. People don't use Google anymore in China. They don't use Baidu, but actually they have the search engine. They have self-driving cars, not just like a portion of some company. They actually own the whole thing, the hardware, the AI chips, the AI on top of it. They're actually gonna extract the AI chips into a separate company and IPO it. So that's other people are going to use it as well. They also sell the self-driving technology just like Tesla to other companies. So that's another business on its own. That's super, super diversified in that sector. Plus they have their own AI cloud, which has, I don't know, 300,000 enterprise customers. So it's all in. I think they have their market cap is 20 billion. If it was in the US, it would be
Yeah, for sure. But my question is, in this case, as always, it's like maybe it's a stupid question that just popped in my mind. I was looking at a friend who is a representative of many car brands in Croatia, and he was
Mhm.
explaining to me how it goes in China if you go to a trade show. And it's very interesting because it shows you cars that are here in Europe, for example, Audi, BMW. BMW is a huge brand there, and it shows you how much the price difference is. So, for example, it tells you a new Audi, whatever, that's in 150,000 in Europe. In China, it'll be 60,000. Um,
Yep.
exactly the same car. Or BYD in Europe, it's like 40, 50, 60,000 euros. In China, it's 15. And then my question is, how much of that is because of taxes? How much of that is because of price of, for example, the differences in how much money is worth where, because of the CPI is different or the price indexes are different. Because in the West, you get 1,000 euros, you cannot do anything with it. In China, you can do a lot. So that's my question. Like, does that translate to stocks as well?
Yeah. So they have a cheap labor force, relatively cheap now. It's kind of growing, but also they have all the raw materials. They don't have to import absolutely anything from the rest of the world. And the energy infrastructure is light years ahead. I think Elon Musk said if he was in China, he would have so much better infrastructure to do whatever he's doing. Like he just doesn't have
Mm.
the infrastructure right now in the US. Um, so they can just that's kind of there's no supply chain limits. That's the cost. But and then if the Europe didn't put the US taxes, and import taxes on those vehicles, they would destroy the whole European industry.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
the
of course.
cars are so good.
Yeah,
And you know what's happening right now? The there's now like specific models from Audi, BMW, Mercedes that are only for China because they cannot produce it in Europe. Like the technology has just gone up so much. So they ship all of their designers, the engineers to China, and they just make specific models for China because they couldn't do it in Europe.
yeah,
I think
crazy.
that we've started seeing like specific Audis there last year. So this is a kind of a new trend
And
that's
if you
emerging.
look, if you look at the Chinese stocks and the U.S. stocks, there are stocks like CoreWave, RN, Nvidia, for example, in this AI cycle, that have grown in the last 5 years or even 1 year, 100x. Which stocks in China are behaving like this? I think the stock market is completely different there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Um, I think the number one AI cloud there is Alibaba's,
Yeah,
and I mean, let's take a look at the Alibaba chart.
not even growing probably.
Uh, yeah, it's just been going down recently.
See, if it
We've
was in the US, it would
yeah.
be triple the price now, probably.
Okay, this is actually right now a great cash secure put opportunity. I think we're coming into the supply zone. There's a 200 SMA on the weekly in play here, around 100. So I wouldn't. I don't think this zone will fall. Just it's the business is growing. It's the best AI story in Asia. It's a stable business. Look, for was it $140 billion in revenue, and market cap is 277. So yeah,
What?
this is a good CSP, I think.
What? What's the profit?
I mean the last quarter was 15 billion, but the one before was 18. So
So a year, 60 a year. So PE is around what?
that's annual. Sorry, that's annual.
Annual.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it's not the too attractive of PE, but still compared to the West, it's very very cheap.
Interesting. So if you, for example, buy Baidu now, what are you expecting it will happen?
I just bought some leaps today. This looks like accumulation to me. Basically, we've seen the bottoming, and there was a breakout, and now it's kind of a consolidation. I do think this is kind of accumulation, and I do see a potential of it going, what is it, times two, times three in the next few years. So I'm in it in the long game. I'm just running the poor man covered call and patiently waiting.
What happened with this stock? I see a long history. What was happening there?
Um, so I think this was a whole China boom as well here in this area. So many of the Chinese stocks look similar in this time zone. But I mean, this was a COVID time, so it was an everything bubble.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the China premium kicked in. I think yeah, any stock you look at will have the peak in the same
Mhm.
period of 2021.
Mhm.
There's also an ETF if you're interested, KWeb. This kind of covers those Chinese web internet ETF. So you can see the peak here in early 2021 as well.
Nice. All right. I have a couple of questions for you that are not so related to stocks. But before that, what's happening with your portfolio right now? How's it going?
My portfolio is in the red because I have a big exposure to precious metals. So platinum has been bleeding. Oh, look at this. It's right on my support line. Okay, so I might double down here on platinum, for example. And then silver, gold, they're all been going down. And yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm just averaging down, I think. So not too worried. Selling cash secure puts, rolling them. If I get assigned, sell covered calls on the spikes upwards, and just rinse and repeat. So I have a big exposure in precious metals, so that's why it's been red on paper. But again, if I don't get assigned on those cash secure puts, it's not really red. What about you?
I had a couple of good trades. For example, if you look at volatility right now on SMCI, the stock was doing really good. It went from lows, and then it went to 47 or something. And just yesterday, it dropped 10% or 20% or $10, something like that. Anyways, I was trading it, sold my covered call at whatever 80-90% profit at the top. Sorry, put at the top, covered call, sold it, and then another day I covered call again and again sold it yesterday because everything dropped. And now I'm looking at what to do next. My break even now is pretty low, but stocks I bought at 37 a long time ago. And I'm running the wheel for a while now. I'll need to check what my per ticker is, but it's probably in at around 30ish. That's interesting to me. SMCI, if you think it'll grow, it's competing with what is the name of the company? It's competing with one interesting company, but it's a pretty good buy probably now or it will be soon. If you look at TAM,
Just a note here. Look at this is if you look at the volume in the last 2 years, slightly longer, 3 years, we are right at that kind of most traded zone. So this should be coming in as a huge support.
Yeah.
TEM.
TAM. No, EM. Sorry, okay. It's good. Yeah, that's good. It's good. Yeah, Tempus, a large database that is used in medicine. I think oncology. I think they'll be big in the next AI cycle. If you're interested to invest early, also goodwill.
Why do you think so?
Just because I read a lot about which companies will win the next AI cycle, and then I was looking at which companies hold a lot of data, and this one does. So I think what will happen. There is a really nice article called "Yellow Brick Road," I think. But basically, it's, one of the things it mentions is you're looking at LLMs and you see them winning, but a lot of private data is not out yet. So Claude will not be able to compete with private data. If you look at the bots AI that, for example, I'm building my own AI, and it's much better than just Claude. You have to do a lot in Claude to make it really good. And what's happening now, it's getting so good. I don't know if you're trying it out, Fable, for example. And the open source models will get so good that JP Morgan, for example, will not give its data to any company. It'll just create their own model, or not model, but harness. And probably they will use open source model and use it on their own data. Just as a comparison, I think whole internet, and you can Google it if I might be wrong, is about 5 petabytes, and JP Morgan has 125 petabytes of data. And you should see other companies then. So I think the future is a little bit more unpredictable in the AI space. Don't quote me on this. This is just something I remembered. One company is working on encrypting the data to make it publicly available and shareable, because otherwise, like most of the internet is unusable. Another thing I wanted to mention, bot. So robot strategy. Check this out.
Oh wow. Okay.
It grew 80%. It was like 80%. I was 80% in profit. Now I'm about 40% in profit. I still think Probably it's still a good buy if you hold it for a long time. So it's an interesting opportunity. Another big one, Amazon.
Wait, so does this have that it doesn't have options, right?
No,
Okay.
no options. It will be
Yes,
probably
Amazon. So I
Amazon.
do have my alerts on QuantWheel, and yesterday I started getting CSP alerts on Amazon, which is I think the first time ever.
Yep.
And yes, look at this RSI, the moving average. This is kind of the perfect
Like guys,
CSP zone.
in Magnificent Seven, all companies are unique, but I think Amazon is very difficult to compete with because they have warehouses and logistics centers all over the world. They have robots working in those centers, so their profitability will be higher and higher. They have enormous potential to be even bigger and greater company than now, and I think they're most undervalued Magnificent Seven company. Maybe Nvidia is still, but I just like Amazon. I really like Amazon.
Yeah, this is probably a good opportunity. I agree with you. Um, so okay, quarterly $30 billion in profits, annually 77. Yeah, I'll need to do more research, but I agree with you. Like AWS is a huge moat. Um, I think they have a huge stake in Anthropic, and maybe that's why it's been dropping a little bit with AI cooling down. But overall, I think it's long term a great purchase. What do you think about Meta? Like I think Meta has a very low uh, forward PE.
I after COVID we had first $1 trillion company, and now suddenly there is a few 2 3 4 trillion even, and it's difficult to understand it's difficult to comprehend what does that mean, how to value that size of the company. um, for me, Meta is like, imagine the business model. You take somebody's money and you just show ads to people using your product. So that's basically, it's like if they didn't have such a big, huge engineering team and support team and everything else, it would be pure profit. Imagine you have a site, somebody gives you $3,000 to show a picture to the visitors of your site, and that's it. And those visitors buy the product that you were advertising. So the guy comes back and he comes back and he comes back. That's basically their business model. um, of course, huge R&D, and it feels like a pharmaceutical business to me. I'm just maybe talking stupid things now, but pharmaceutical, why? Because you just go there to take a pill. An average user of Instagram and TikTok take a pill, instant gratification, dopamine hit, and for Meta it costs nothing and they earn $1. It's like it sounds crazy if they didn't have huge R&D costs, of course. But I wouldn't buy it. I just wouldn't buy it just because you have Amazon, you have Tesla, which I believe in more, and I would rather buy Google than Meta.
Yeah, this is a very interesting time here for Meta. I mean, it's below the 200-day moving average on the daily, but above it on the weekly. And yeah, if this support line breaks, look at this. This is like a huge head and shoulders. This could be going lower, a lot lower, if there's like a bubble pop. So yeah, I think if some people like it, it might be a good opportunity,
Yeah.
but I would size it accordingly. Yeah.
And what do you think about Tesla?
Tesla, I didn't look at the chart for a very long time. As you can see, I have drawings on uh, many other charts, but not Tesla, just because it's so unpredictable for me. I, I I don't know how to trade it well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just this chart on its own. It just looks so all over the place for me. And historically, I've bet on Tesla going down, and one time I was right, and I was right very like a lot. This was back in the day, I think somewhere here, prior to COVID. And then I got the bias of kind of this is going to go down,
Yeah.
and I've been wrong ever since.
You
Um,
see, I think it's got as their fan base is as strong as Apple, and I don't think it'll drop. I think it'll be very volatile, but I know every single Tesla stock owner is a holder, and and they will not sell. None of them want to sell. Although PE is crazy, I think it's just going to decrease when the robots get out in a year or two, and it's gonna be eventually it's gonna be a good stock. So I don't know. Probably wouldn't buy either. I wish I bought earlier, and I would be holding it, but no, not so much.
exactly. Yeah. If you bought before the COVID or sometimes that time, great. But at this point, it's just too much of an extension for me. It just has so much potential to go down. And as a wheeler and capital preservation guy, I'm not. I don't like that. It could
Yeah,
go 10x, but yeah, my mindset is like capital preservation first. One thing, Microsoft, they touched on it briefly before. Look at this, 200-day weekly moving average. Every time it touched it, it kind of went up, including recently in March. We are right back at that level. What do you think about Microsoft? I kind of have a feeling that at this point of time, yeah, let me hear your opinion first.
I'm not sure if it will bounce back up again. It's a very insecure area. Same thing as Meta, if you ask me, because this has never happened in the history. At least not from when I was looking stock market, where a huge company that's leading is entering undiscovered territory. Meta is now fighting the AI game, and it's in the social media space. Microsoft is fighting, against vibe coding. But if the future is vertical service as a software, and the UI and UX is irrelevant because you have MCP connections and everything is without a screen, then what is Microsoft going to do? If you don't need Teams, if you don't need a laptop and that kind of laptop, I think they're going to pivot somehow. They're smart people. They know better than us, but again, I wouldn't buy it.
Um, yeah, I'm just looking at the charts and I think on the log side, this does look like a potential falling wedge break. But yeah, as in the past, it's hard to bet against Microsoft. It just has 40 years of history of beating the market. I understand, yeah, the narrative, but I agree with you. They'll probably adapt. Um, and yeah, I think there is good trading opportunity in these levels. Probably good entries as well for a long term. We'll see. We'll see. So that's a very interesting news to watch Microsoft.
Yeah, I don't think it'll drop that much. I think it just, for me, it's unpredictable. So that's why I wouldn't trade it. Nvidia is a very interesting one.
Yeah, I think. Do you think Nvidia has a moat or no?
I think every company has a moat until they lose it, and the industry is so fast moving that they were unbeatable and had such a huge moat to now where the technology is so good that you don't see the difference between the best chip and the average chip. If you're an average user, at least. Same thing as LLM. It's getting so good that you don't need that powerful LLM, for example. It's enough for anything.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, exactly.
anything more advanced, you don't feel the difference. So I don't know what's the future, because everybody has their own chips now. Not everybody, but most big companies develop their own chips. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think Nvidia has a good future. I don't think it's like too much, too overextended. Like they have relatively real profits. I am worried about some of the RAM stuff, like MU. I mean, they have a low forward PE. Like they're projecting huge profits in the future, but like I don't know how real that is. And then what was it? SanDisk. I had a good short on it. I think posted it in our Discord right above here. So I saw this trend line kind of break in this daily, and then the next day it just dropped a lot. So it's a good. I mean, very good opportunity for trading this kind of memory stocks.
What do
I'm not a
you
fan of them. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, what do you think about long puts?
Um, I think they're just too expensive at the moment. I think that they're good, but they're very expensive, and as you can see, this could be overextended and could be topping out, but it could take a long time. So long puts, yes, only if you're sure for like maybe weeklies or something. Monthlies might be too expensive. So what I do is take a, let's say 2 month expiration, but a put spread. So I buy one put, um, let's say on this level, buy one put and then sell another put around this level. This gives me like a huge profit gap in this area, but it doesn't cost me much. So this is, I mean, look at this price. It's like 1,700. Puts are also super expensive. So by doing this, you get a very nice profile for profit to cost.
Mm.
So I think,
Cool,
yeah, if
cool.
you're looking at shorting this memory stocks, debit put spreads are the play.
Nice. Okay. Do you have any other stock to check or show?
Um, no, not yet. Today, I know there's been a lot of news with the war, but in Seattle it's still early, so I didn't get get a chance to check it out. CoreWave is an interesting one. I think you love it. It's been dropping a lot, but I managed to roll just a bunch of puts, collect a ton of premium. And I think now I've rolled it to like 80 or $70. Yeah, I think it was $70 for December. So yeah, it can continue to drop. I'll just continue to roll and then get it for a great price. I think to 63, as you can see, is my target.
Mm-hmm.
I think from that point, I'm happy to just get assigned and then sell covered calls. But yeah, CoreWave is I think it's a kind of like a cash cow for the wheel strategy, right?
Yeah.
It's just super volatile, great premiums.
Yeah. And can you add another one? Let's go to see American Airlines. I forgot about American Airlines. Some time ago, I was willing it for a while. I think it's a perfect willing stock. It's been what, for how many years has it been stagnating, basically between 14 or whatever,
Yeah, I have to
14.
go to a monthly chart to see this. Okay, so this is basically the same price as December 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like a falling wedge, some kind of a range. Yeah, as you mentioned, great for wheeling. Do they have dividend?
I
Oh.
think a small one.
One thing I went into, maybe even too deep, it's called a Charter, CHTR, and I mean I'm slightly biased probably, but this is kind of like I think Verizon competitor, or they have communication internet plans, and they've been beaten down so heavily from like 800 plus to now
Why?
130. If you look, it's just their subscriptions have been falling recently. But if you look at their earnings, they're like super, super stable. Look at this. For many years, the earnings are stable. They're not maybe growing a lot, but look, they made $5 billion in profits last year, and their market cap is 18. So yeah, yes, we did break this kind of trend line. This is kind of a bearish chart, but at this kind of valuation and this kind of profits, it just looks like an amazing opportunity. I mean, if you think the business can stabilize, they don't have to like make miracles. They just need to stabilize their business. So one interesting thing to look at, I think, Charter Communications, good premiums, potential for like a huge reversal over the next few years.
And do they have dividend? I didn't hear if you're saying.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they have. But I mean, they're making more than $1 billion every single quarter, and their market cap is 18 billion. So I think they also have a lot of cash on hand. Free cash flow is good. It's just that their subscriptions have been dropping. I think last quarter they dropped 14% or something. It could be seasonal. It could be, Verizon had promotions or something. But if they manage to stabilize it, figure something out, this could be a deal of a lifetime.
If they had a really nice dividend, I would buy it. Just because I wouldn't hold it for nothing. I just want to have something
I see.
while I'm waiting. So I'm not sure. But,
Um,
but yeah, probably if you buy and then sell puts to DCA, could be good. Could be good position
exactly.
for the next 5 years.
So this is another opportunity, just wheeling it for the next
The
few
only
years,
thing
squeeze
with
out the premiums. Yeah,
the only thing with the telecommunication companies is I think they're in danger because of SpaceX. And I've used SpaceX satellite. The only disadvantage is you have to point it to the sky, but that's it, and it's tiny. And they are already, I bet, and I'm not sure if they're making iPhones now with SpaceX chips or whatever they need to access SpaceX satellites, but I bet they will do this sooner or later.
that's a great point. Like, what do you think about the IPO?
I wouldn't buy.
It's tomorrow, right?
I
Or
would short it. I would buy a long put, but I won't touch it. It's unpredictable because of Elon, but it's crazy how huge valuation it is. Probably it will be deserved, but not yet. I think everybody will earn money except us retail traders, and yeah, they just put a lot of margin on the valuation to earn money.
what we could do is look at the other space companies, and they're probably gonna react to the IPO as well. ASTS have been trading this uh, over the past month, knowing that they're related. And yeah, selling cash security puts on this way down was super profitable for me because I knew there was a support here, and just sold the next day. It got up, closed the position, and just rinse and repeat. So
Yeah,
Space companies were good. What is it? The Virgin Atlantic ticker.
yeah. I think VA.
This one. Oh wow, this is pumping again. Okay. This is probably like the best thing we could be trading right now for like until the IPO, because if the IPO tanks, this will probably tank. This might even tank just just because the IPO goes through.
Maybe this should tank even without API.
Yeah, look at this. Like, this is just they're just losing more and more money every single quarter, every single year or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So IPO is
so
tomorrow. Should we short this for the next 7 days? Let me check. Maybe I will do it just because of the live stream. Was it SPC?
yeah, this is okay. The premiums are not that crazy. I've been running the wheel on this thing before I realized how bad of a company it is. I mean, I still made profits, but
Okay.
let's see.
Should I buy something just for fun? So could buy some puts.
Let's do June 26th. Or actually, let's ask QuantWheel what does it think.
Yeah. Let's ask Quanto.
Um,
Tell it the whole idea why we're doing it, just so it understands.
okay, I'm sharing this tab instead. So, due to upcoming SpaceX IPO, what do you think about SPCE? Should we buy calls or puts? And we can ask him what does Gamma and Vana say. Mm,
I think it's even worth shorting this for a month, just because I think IPO might be doing well for the first 2 weeks and then drop.
all right, let's see. What does it say? Yeah, we've improved this a lot, and I've been using it to trade, let's say, IREN and SPX. It's been quite good on the 0 DTE and like 1 DTE. Recommendation puts, not calls, with big letters. Let's see, the risk reward heavily favors put buyers here, especially for a 1 month time frame. Okay, seems like you're right, Luca. It could bounce tactically. The structural headwinds are severe.
Okay, ask it which strike and expiration should I take.
Yeah, I think it will tell you all usually.
July 17th.
July 17, 3.5. Gamma inflection is 2.1. Okay. This is a huge positive gamma. Let's take a look. We should have charts as well below this. Okay, it has a big call wall around 5. Very interesting. And then, okay, it goes down towards here. So it says saying buy the $4 put in July, right? The fundamentals are broken, momentum reversing, risk-reward ratio favors downside. IV is compressed. You're not overpaying for volatility. And then you can make a $7 call as like a speculative counter bet. Okay, that might be interesting. So yeah, we buy, let's say, 10 puts, $4 strike price, and then 3 $7 calls just in case it explodes initially, and then we take profits on either side. What do you think, Luca?
I'm looking at. Yeah, I'll buy 10 puts. So basically, if it yeah, it could be interesting. Nice. But the calls I wouldn't buy. I don't know.
Yeah, they're expensive.
All right. All right.
Okay.
We'll see on the next live what happened. I don't know if I'll buy. I'll message you if I buy them. And do you have anything else to add?
Yes. Another interesting trade here is just a color. So because you could, I don't know, buy puts and then also do a covered call just to collect those heavy premiums, and then that way you make your like puts completely free. That could be interesting. But yeah, that was a good thing. So we are shorting most likely the SPCE because of the IPO, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right. By the way, short. I don't know if it'll drop that much as we predicted, but I think short makes sense. Makes sense. I will see. Well, let's see. All right. Welcome back home to the US. Glad everything went well.
Thank you, Luca. Let's catch up, and we hopefully will have a new version out tomorrow with many exciting stuff coming through.
Yep.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Talk soon.